AITA for exposing my husband online. I 28F recently discovered that my husband 32M had been not only unfaithful, but also financially irresponsible. I had been struggling to pay bills since he had lost his job. But it turns out he had been squandering our savings on expensive dates with not one, but two women. When I confronted him about his infidelity and financial negligence, he showed no remorse and instead accused me of being too demanding. I felt betrayed and enraged, so I decided to expose him on social media. The financial strain in our relationship began when my husband lost his job. I had been trying my best to keep our finances afloat, juggling bills and expenses alone. It was a stressful time, and I thought we could make it through together. I was so wrong. During a shift at work, an anonymous source reached out to me. They shared screenshots of conversations between my husband and one of the other women he had been involved with. These chats revealed details of their plans, their relationships, etc. At that moment, I felt a wave of anger washed over me. I couldn't believe how carelessly he had treated our relationship, our finances, and me. My husband, whose dad was a pastor, liked to preach about loyalty. But when it came down to it, he was running around with not one, but two women behind my back. Talk about hypocrisy, huh? Feeling pissed and betrayed, I decided to put my husband on blast on social media. I uploaded all the evidence of his cheating and tagged him and his father, letting everyone know what a two-timing jerk he was. The fallout was massive, and he found himself in the spotlight, exposed for the hypocrite he was. Despite the mountain of evidence I shared, my husband's dad was still defending him like a loyal knight. He called me a liar, dismissed the screenshots, and claimed his precious son wouldn't do something like this. Talk about denial, am I right? Meanwhile, I was already deep in the process of filing for divorce. His dad's blind loyalty was just adding an extra layer of annoyance. Recently, one of my girlfriends told me I was overreacting, and it's normal for my husband to have more partners. So I've been wondering lately, did I overreact? Edit. Forgot to add, but my husband before marrying me posted and exposed his cheating partner, so I guess I'm returning the favor. Commenters did not hold back. Church often wrote, one of your girlfriends thinks it's okay for your husband to have girlfriends. That's not a person you should remain friends with. Serious Day 5D968 wrote, her friend is probably one of the women her husband is sleeping with. Thorna Drosrites wrote, of course she's been with him. Why else would another woman defend a cheating man WHRE? Op responded, wait, do people actually think my friend is one of the women he was with? Now that I think about it, possibly. I didn't add this because I didn't think it was significant, but my friend, I mentioned here, one of my girlfriends told me I was overreacting, and it's normal for my husband to have more partners. We'll just call her Emma F25. Emma used to work the same company my husband worked at. They did once go on a business trip together. My husband told me they didn't share rooms back then when I asked. But now that I realized it, the company only provided one room. Outdoorlover wrote, a pastor condoning his son's infidelity and gaslighting the victim. Not surprising that a pastor would do this because they tend to be hypocritical, egotistical, morally and ethically deficit. What the husband is doing is morally wrong and will continue to do so in life because daddy has his back. This man should be stripped of his pastor title as he's clearly unfit to teach the Bible. To the wife, to hell with him. Find yourself someone who won't treat you like that. Candid Bullfrog Twin 949 wrote, mate, my SM blasts would have become a series. My shady husband's equally shady father, pastor to me next. Closely followed by my husband's third girlfriend and loyal dog, friend's name. Hell hath no. Red Beard wrote, NTA. Personally, I wouldn't have done it, but I wouldn't blame someone doing that to a cheating spouse. My husband, whose dad was a pastor, liked to preach about loyalty. But when it came down to it, he was running around with not one, but two women behind my back. Talk about hypocrisy, huh? Fun story, my ex-wife cheated on me with one of our close friends. When it all came out, our friend group stopped talking to him. His father occasionally gave the sermon at our church, and shortly after this all went down, his father gave a sermon about how the worst thing you can do is ignore a friend when they need support, and that's way worse than cutting contact with someone who wronged you. In their minds, I'm the villain for not trying to support him for feeling guilty about sleeping with my ex-wife. Our friend group was the villain for not talking to him and including him in hangouts where I would be there. Sweet_Venus wrote, NTA. You were deeply hurt and betrayed by your husband's actions, both emotionally and financially. Exposing him online was a way to reclaim some sense of control and justice in a situation where you felt completely wronged. His hypocrisy and lack of remorse justified your reaction. It's important to surround yourself with supportive people who understand the gravity of what you went through. Your friend's comment about it being normal is troubling and dismissive of your feelings. 5 hours later, Op shared an update. Thank you all for your support and input. After much reflection and considering the advice you've given, I've made the difficult decision to file for divorce. While it breaks my heart to end my marriage, I can't ignore the pain and trust that has been betrayed. It's time to prioritize my own well-being and move forward. I've also got a lot of people telling me, apparently, my friend was probably sleeping my husband. I looked into the matter, and I don't want to give exact details, but you were right. I understand some of the skepticism and accusations of rage bait, and I get it. My account is new and the situation can seem sensational, but I assure you this is very real. I created this account specifically for this purpose, plus this account is for my niece. She has the login. I wanted to reach out for support and advice without my online friends being made aware. It's a personal matter that I need to handle while keeping my privacy intact. This isn't about stirring up drama. It's about navigating a painful and difficult situation. Please approach with an open mind and understanding. Lastly, I want to express my gratitude for everyone who has taken the time to offer advice and support. I know it's easy to doubt online stories, especially on a new account, but your insights have meant a lot to me. While this is a painful journey, your kindness helps make it a bit easier. Thank you all for listening and offering guidance. The internet was glad to hear an update. Dodge 991 wrote, before you do anything, please make sure you have a plan. Make sure you are safe. Surround yourself with supportive people. Hugs. Away_understanding34 wrote, I am glad you are putting yourself first and not just gibber him. Also, see if you can jabber him for the money he spent on these women if you are the one paying the bills. As Gibber fan wrote, Gibber. Well, I'm sorry, my gibber is right on the money as well. Having been gibber on myself, I know that's a knife to the heart you probably would have liked to have done without, especially from the friend. Now is the time to protect gibber and make sure you consult with a good divorce attorney ASAP. Assuming you guys have some amassed shared assets, it's best you get the most you can out of the divorce. The more work you can do before you give him the divorce papers, the better your gibber are. Are you in a at-fault gibber state? If so, gibber need to document the papaya. Good gibber and all my love. This is going to get gibber before it gets better. Just know it will get better. You're not a very good gibber if you can't even keep your story straight between 2 Reddit posts. In the first one, you were already deep in the process of filing for divorce, and now you've just made the difficult decision to gibber for divorce after advice from Reddit. I get all gibber are fake, but you need to make them at least somewhat believable. Next time, make sure you don't contradict gibber in your disappointment and give it more than 5 hours before your second post. Keep trying though, jabber get better. Gibber 8700 Papaya 5 wrote, she left a comment for me to come here, so here I am gibber. I see she gibber her ointment, I guess. She probably won't see this since she deleted her account, but oh bubba, I'm gibber. I don't like being right. But I have been with a narcissistic sociopath, and ever since then I can just spot red gibber. Sometimes I really hate it because I see my friends or complete F-king strangers on the internet getting gaslit, and I want to just grab them and gibber them and tell them applesauce up. In terms of rage bait, if I have learned anything about people on the internet, it's that most of them have no idea gibber is going on in their own lives and/or they are complete jerks themselves, so someone going through a painful event is fun for them, so they think when someone comes and posts a pretty tepid story that they are automatically lying or looking for pats on the head. Pay no mind to those people. I hope you get through this safely and actually get what you want out of life and from a good, healthy, safe, freedom jabber relationship. PSF gibber, but F cheaters who also lie about it and make you feel crazy.